everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and it's time for me to start answering the questions that you've sent to me during the Q&A video. Yep, that's right people, it's finally time for me to start answering the questions that people have sent to me all across the Q&A video, and to help me read these questions off, I invited my good friend, the Random Bum.
Good friend, he says. Is that what you tell everybody after you've forgotten about them for 2 years?
Hey, at least I'm inviting you to a video finally.
Yeah, and I wonder what the next video I'll be in will be. Maybe another 2 years from now.
Look, I can't promise it, but I'll have you in more videos after the Q&A video, okay? Can you at least be okay with that?
We'll see, Wolfkeen. We shall see.
Alrighty then. So with that said, time for me to answer your questions that you've sent to me.
Do you think Bethesda's changing of the Advanced Power Armor Mark I's name to the EXO 1A is either a massive misstep or deliberate attempt to wash away pre-Bethesda fallout from memory?
To put it simply, I'd say neither. The reason why I say that is because I don't think it's a misstep, because this could be a different variant of what the Enclave armor actually is. I don't know, but it could very well be a different variant of some sort, or a lesser version. I don't know. They never really explained it. Maybe we'll get some kind of explanation in a DLC or something. And also the reason why I don't think it's Bethesda trying to wash away pre-Bethesda Fallout is because of the Fallout Anthology Collection. If they were trying to wash away pre-Bethesda Fallout, they wouldn't release a collection with every single Fallout game, including a space for Fallout 4, in one massive anthology collection. Granted, they did the same thing with the Elder Scrolls anthology, but I don't know if Bethesda working on the earlier Elder Scrolls game. I think they did, but I know for a fact they never did the older Fallout games, so I doubt they're trying to wash away pre-Bethesda Fallout, because otherwise we wouldn't have the anthology collection.
Do you think the quality of TF2 hats has been dropping when it comes to class-specific hats compared to all-class?
Honestly, no, because I think having more all-class hats will give more variety for people that like to play specific classes. So it'll give more hats to, say, classes that don't really have good combinations. Like, for me, I like playing as a heavy armor heavy. For sniper, I like playing as an outdoorsman. For NG, I like playing as a survivalman kind of person. It's like, the idea of having all hats be more and more available to other classes means that, one, you'll be able to customize your classes a little bit more, and two, a lot of the strangers that you collect will be, well, wearable by all classes, so that's less money / metal you have to waste.
Do you think you would be more popular or less popular if you had not gone into the MLP fandom?
While I like to believe I was able to get to a certain extent on my own terms, I won't sugarcoat it and say that the MLP fandom didn't help. No, I did get to where I am thanks to the MLP fandom, and I'm not going to deny that statement. Granted, I made it as far as I did on my own terms. Like I said, I made it to about 300, maybe 500 subscribers on my own terms, but it's thanks to the people in the MLP fandom like Lightning Bliss and Voice of Reason and various other people of that nature that helped me make it all the way to 1K and have actually established myself as an unsung reviewer. I'm nothing important as of yet, and I don't think I ever will be, but I'm not going to deny the fact that MLP fandom played a big role in me becoming a little bit more out there, if that's the best word.
I've only got one question. Are you on the BronyCon this year?
Need I say more?
Hey Wolfkeen, congrats on 1K subs, man. You deserve it. And my two questions are, how did you become a brony, and how did you become a gamer?
To be honest, I did a full-blown video about how I became a brony, though it's about 40 minutes long, but if you're interested, click over here to watch that video of how I became a brony. But to summarize it, I was friends with a speedrunner by the name of Rob West, and he was a fan of My Little Pony, and so were his friends. They told me I would like the show, I kinda dismissed it, and they forced me into watching the show, and by forced I mean kicked me out the live stream. So basically what I did was I caught 3 episodes of the show. 2 of them I didn't like, but the third one, Fall Weather Friends, was the one that got me into the show, and that's how I started watching every episode of My Little Pony. I'm a Season 1 brony, or at least mid-Season 1 brony, but I still think it counts, but that's the Click Notes version of how I became a brony. Once again, click the video that I pointed at earlier if you want the full story. I became a gamer very early on in my life, to the point that I believe the first game I played was Super Mario Bros. On the NES. I think I was only about 2, maybe 3 years old when I first played games, and Probably a little younger than that, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I was 2-3 years old when I played Super Mario Bros. On NES. I played Double Dragon, and I grew up with various consoles afterwards. Like, I grew up with the NES, Super NES, N64, PlayStation 1. Most of the early gen consoles I grew up with. While some of my other family members grew up with, say, the Genesis and the Atari 2600. But yeah, I became a gamer from the NES era, and yeah, that's kind of how I became a gamer. All started from there.
Hi-oh! Wolfkeen, you don't remember me, but I'm that anon from Tumblr saying nice things to you. And thanks for the funny and great vids that you've done for us, my brother. And here are my 3 questions for you. 1. What is your opinion on clopping in the fandom?
And here we go. Time to step on the proverbial minefield. My thoughts on clopping in the fandom. And I'm going to be very simplistic about this. I don't care about it. It's like, if you're into that kind of stuff, I'm not against it. As long as it doesn't cause any harm, that's what you do. It's like everybody has their own likes and dislikes, their fetishes and otherwise. I mean, I've admitted this publicly multiple times that I'm into bondage. I've never been looked at weirdly for that one. Everybody has their own kind of thing that they're into, so why should you be ridiculed for being into clopping? Why should you be ridiculed for being into hentai? Why should you be ridiculed for being into, I don't know what else you could be into? Macro, micro. I don't know. As long as no one is getting hurt, I don't see a problem with clopping. It's not for me because that's not something I'm into, but if you're into it, by all means enjoy it. That's all I really got to say on that. As long as it's not hurting someone and you enjoy it, enjoy it.
2. Do you do sub for sub things? Cause, hey, I do that too.
Okay, I'm going to be very honest with this one. I hate the idea of sub for sub. And the reason why I hate sub for sub is for one simplistic reason. It doesn't guarantee that the person is going to support you. Whenever I subscribe to someone, it's someone that I enjoy and I'm going to support. If you do sub for sub, there's no guarantee that you're going to support this person and that person's going to support you. You want people to subscribe to you because they enjoy your content and they want to support you, not for a sub for sub. So my thoughts on sub for sub, I hate it because I feel as though it's not a guarantee that the person is going to support you or vice versa. Now, if you both do sub for sub and you both actually know each other, like each other's content, and want to support each other, go for it. But if you're just doing sub for sub just to gain more subs and that subscriber isn't going to support you or you're not going to support the person you just subscribed to, I don't think it's a good concept. I think it's very bad because all that's going to be is just a dead number, at least in my mind.
3. How do you deal with all the trolls and haters on here? Because if you check out my channel, I have some rules for you guys to follow though. And this has been your totally insane in the mainframe saying that I hope you all guys have a blessed in your lives like I have been to, and I'll get you guys in the next one, brah 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 brah.
You'd be surprised how easy it is to deal with trolls and haters, to be honest. I mean, I guess because I'm a small channel, it doesn't really matter too much, but I've gotten my share of trolls and haters, and the most I can honestly say is to just ignore them. Like, ignore them. They're not gonna... I'll say it like this, and I've said this to multiple people. Trolls and haters are not going to dictate what happens in your life, and they're not going to be the ones that pay your bills or anything of that nature. They're just there to give you a hard time, and if you, like, fall into their trap of letting them have that hard time with you, they're just going to keep coming back and back and back and pressing your buttons because they know they can get away with it. And that's what's going to cause you to become more and more infuriated and them just enjoying themselves more and more. If you ask me, the best way to deal with trolls and haters is to just ignore them, or do what I do and just counter troll them and use their own logic against them. Not much a troll can do when they have their own question flipped on their heads.
Are you going to do a Resident Evil 6 Let's Play? And what is the next game you are getting?
I'm still debating about doing a Resident Evil 6 Let's Play because I really don't like that game. If I was to do Resident Evil 6, I would have to convince someone to probably get involved with me, or I would need some kind of incentive to go along with it. So, as of right now, I don't know if I'm going to do Resident Evil 6, so we'll see what happens. And to answer the other question, if there are any games I'm looking into getting, a couple. I want to get Mafia 3, which is coming out in October, and I also want to get Persona 5, which is coming out in February of next year. those are right now the 2 games that are in my radar. So, yeah, that's about it. I'll play Resident Evil 6, but I really need incentive, and those are 2 games I'm looking forward to getting in the near future.
Favorite episode of MLP so far?
That's going to be a little tricky to pick because I like a lot of episodes of My Little Pony, to the point that I want to do a top 10 favorite and least favorite of the entire series, but that'll be after I'm done with Season 4 and Season 6. So, to pick my favorite as of right now, I'd have to say Amending Fences. I honestly think it's my favorite episode of the entire series, mainly because of how relatable the episode is, the story, and I just like the entire episode in general. Characters are good, story is good, moral is relatable, characters are relatable. It's like, if you want my full opinion about this episode, go look at my collab with Voice of Reason. But to say it simply, yeah, Amending Fences is my favorite of the entire series so far.
If you could bring one canceled cartoon back with everything being the same as it was before, what cartoon would that be?
Megas XLR. I have no clue why that show ended as early as it did, especially considering how good the humor was, how lovable the characters were in their dumb nature, and how great the animation and action was. I mean, this was a Western cartoon that felt like an anime in some cases, but didn't have all that anime crap for the most part. I'm honestly sad that Megas XLR canceled out as quickly as it did, because I felt it could have lasted a lot longer. Now, I would have gone with the obvious Samurai Jack, but, well, you already know that one.
What show/cartoon do you think should have ended a long time ago?
I would say Johnny Test, but that already canceled, so that's out the table at this point. But I'm going to have to put it as a tie between SpongeBob and Fairy Odd Parents. Mainly because SpongeBob really feels as though it's reaching for concepts to the point that it's becoming samey as all hell, and I'm singing for some dumb reason! And the reason why I also say Fairy Odd Parents is because, seriously, the amount of characters that they're adding, and now some of the story concepts, especially with the addition of Chloe, it's like, guys, let a series die! Just let it stop. Start a new one for other people. It's like you're killing the original fan base in some cases, and you're just trying to attract new fans for the wrong reasons. So if to pick the shows that I wish ended a long time ago, SpongeBob and Fairy Odd Parents, easy.
Congrats, Wolfkeen, for the 1K subs. My questions. What is your favorite movie?
Favorite movie really depends if it's live action or animated, because I have favorites for both. My favorite live-action movie is Die Hard. My favorite animated movie is Spirited Away, and it's for various reasons. Die Hard is a fun action film and honestly feels timeless as hell, while Spirited Away is freaking kinda cool to watch, especially with its imagery and animation. Not much else I can say on those 2 movies besides Die Hard's a good action movie, Spirited Away is freaking amazing with its imagery. That's about all I can say.
What is your favorite YouTuber?
I think you meant who is my favorite YouTuber, but I'm not going to be a grammar Nazi. To answer that simply, it'd be Jacksepticeye. The reason why I say Jacksepticeye is because he is someone that I can relate to in many ways. He's someone that's very bombastic, very, upbeat, high-spirited and otherwise, but is very down-to-earth and concerning towards his viewers and everybody else around him, to the point that I honestly think he is someone I would end up becoming if, depending on who I am. It's like, I do like the way he is. He's grounded, he's very humble about his work, and hell, when he makes bad mistakes, he'll honestly admit them in the funniest ways possible. That just make me like, I can't hate you. You made a mistake, but I can't hate you because you even know how bad the mistake was. So, yeah, I'd have to say Jacksepticeye.
What is your favorite Fallout Equestria character?
Once again, I think you meant to say who. And to answer it simply, do I need to say anything else?